That's a big tent. Oh, they even have their dog food bowls out. Yeah, these people just made a fire pit. They got a fire ring out here in the public park. They dug a fire ring. I have never seen that before. Just like they're in the mountains. You think you're in a camp spot in the middle of nowhere, but you're not. You're in a downtown park in Toronto. Maybe he's just off to go get some firewood. Hey everybody, Nick here, and Kim. Hey Kim.
Hey everybody.
Welcome to Canada, where there's bums everywhere and you can't find a house for under $1 million anymore. We're here in Toronto. We're in a middle-class neighborhood here. It's very nice, buttoned up, very clean, nice neighborhood. But the cost, I don't know how these people do it. We'll get to all that in a minute. We're gonna take a few days to drive around in this dispatch here in Toronto, and we're gonna find out what it's like in Canada's big cosmopolitan city, there, New York. But the main reason is, in case you haven't heard, there's been a big dust up between our two countries, and Canada says they don't like us anymore. Well, the question is, well, what's so great about Canada then? We're gonna take a few days and we're gonna drive around Toronto and we're gonna find out right now. And that was very dramatic. Look at that shot. Beautiful day here in Canada. $900,000 right there. So a friend told me Canada's very divided. Go out to Alberta and Saskatchewan if you want affordable and conservative. Go to Toronto if you want drug addicts and idiots. Well, here we are in downtown Toronto, but we're not gonna do a normal Toronto video like we did before. Kim and I did this video already. We're not gonna do that again. Instead, the point of this dispatch is to look and see what's so great about Canada, what's so great about Toronto. And there's no other place to determine that than here in Toronto and their shiny, progressive model city. Okay, so there's a lot of bad stuff to cover, but I'm gonna start with this. I know you guys can't wait for the bad things part, because you're weird. Now, I've shown you our bad areas for years now. Poverty, crumbling bums, drugs everywhere. Well, I can say it's not nearly as bad up here. They have like 1,000 gun deaths a year. We have 50,000. Most of Canada doesn't have as much of this as we do, but it's coming fast. Somebody told me they house their homeless more efficiently here. Well, it's because they don't have as many, that's why. So we decided to see, what do Torontonians think is bad? So we snooped around to find their soft underbelly. Okay, so here we are. This is Dundas Square. It's downtown Toronto. I was told that there's a lot of weirdos and homeless people walking around. This is where kind of like everybody hangs out in the middle of their downtown. It's a very nice little area. And yeah, there are a lot of people here that are just sort of lingering. You got people just laying down on the side of the road right here. Actually, this whole, all the way down is people that are having a hard time with it. That dude's just, he's watching Star Wars, smoking a joint. Must be nice. I wish I could sit around and smoke a joint and watch Star Wars all day, right? Tell you what, the weather is super nice right now, though.
Storytelling uses symbols are alternative.
My buddy told me that the problem with this is that they legalized pot over in Vancouver, BC. And so a lot of the people just got addicted to drugs. That's what happens when you legalize drugs and you give safe injection sites, and then they end up living on the streets. Oh, this is very bad area. Oh, they're just doing drugs right in the open, right there. That lady just gave that guy a shot. Okay, that is probably the worst part of Toronto I've seen yet. Just on some random block right here, and they're helping. And they got the police out here. Just when I was saying that it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, then you come across a block where people are injecting needles into their arms and police officers are handing out Narcan. I can't imagine being a medic anymore. You sign up to help people, and all you do is keep junkies alive all day. Can you imagine? And there are hoods here. You guys always want to know about that. Well, we came to see what everybody thinks is the worst place in the area. Okay, what's the Toronto hood look like? This is another hood. This isn't the super bad hood, but this is the downtown hood. This is Moss Park. That a couple people told me, that's the bad side of town, Nick. And this is what it looks like. A lot of graffiti. Yuck. We'll board it up. But this is not bad at all. I don't think Toronto knows what that is. I'm sure you'd agree. Now over here, there's a park that everybody says has a bunch of junkies and stuff in it. So I'm gonna go take a look at that. Yeah, there's a lot of sketchy people in the park. Right here. This is downtown Toronto. You know, it looks like a lot of people hanging out outside the dollar store. Looks like they started a fire at one point. A lot of people hanging out doing whatever, drugs. Pot's legal here. I don't think that's their problem. It's all the illegal drugs that they have that are plaguing this place, just like where you live. But the overdose rate here, it's about half ours. I think we have 100,000 overdoses a year. They have like 7,000, but they have 8 times less population. So their overdose rate here is far lower than ours. They said that there's a lot more people on the streets in Toronto now. Is that true?
Yes.
Why?
There's about 2 or 3 buildings that were filled with homeless. 2 are hotels. The other one is 3 hotels. I requested that they empty them because it could affect business. So I think they emptied them now.
And that's why there's so many people out on the streets, because they kicked all the homeless people out.
Yeah. I had to put in a request due to effective business.
Oh, it was affecting your business having a homeless shelter near your business?
No, it'll affect all around.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're a business owner?
I am the owner of the AP Foods.
But why are there so many more homeless people in Toronto in general?
Due to loss of work. Many companies were forced to leave.
Why did they leave, and why did they shut down?
Could be many citizens calling from another country. Government could be calling, not wanting him here. They want him elsewhere.
What if you could delay your next 2 mortgage payments? That's right. Imagine putting those 2 payments in your pocket and finally getting a little breathing room. Well, it's possible if you call American Financing today. If you're feeling stretched by everyday expenses, groceries, gas, bills piling up, you're not alone. Most Americans are putting these expenses on credit cards, and there doesn't seem to be a way out. American Financing can show you how you can use your home's equity to pay off that debt. You need to call American Financing today before you get to a point that you can't make those payments. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are helping homeowners just like you restructure their loans and consolidate debt, all without upfront fees. And their customers are saving an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 a year raise. It's fast, simple, and it could save your budget this summer. Call now before it's too late. 888 888-998-8020. That's 888-998-8020. Or visit americanfinancing.net/Nick. And now back to our video about Canada's underbelly. Oh my God. You know about our immigration problem. It's getting better though. But one thing that makes Canadians maple syrup boil is their immigration problem. Canada's been overwhelmed with people from India. And if there's anywhere to show that, it's right here. This is Brampton, a Toronto suburb. Everybody I asked about, where's the worst place in the Toronto area? They told me, go to Brampton, Nick. Now, I don't know if that's because it's a little poorer here or there's a too many Indians stigma or both. But social media, it's filled with people complaining about this place. We're the new Delhi, they vent. Canada opened its borders and invited millions of Indians to come here, they say, to fill jobs. But residents here say, this wasn't to fill jobs, it's future voters. Well, I asked my buddy Paul about that. I said, Paul, why is it so hard for me as an American to move to Canada, but they let in all these people from third world countries? And he said, well, as an American, you can't be controlled. You're not used to tyrannical government control. To Indians, it's normal. So they're flooding Canada with do what we tell you immigrants who don't fuss much. This is what the average Canadian used to look like. And now today. You get all the news here. They don't taste the same though. Ew. I was told, go into Tim Hortons and McDonald's, Nick, and you'll see they're all filled with Indians. And people here say, my kid can't get a job, damn it. The Indians took them all. If you don't go to college, now you have to compete with Indians. That's mean. It is true, though, the schools and hospitals are getting filled up, and houses are harder to find, even though the immigrants supposedly live 15 in a house. But it's nice looking here. We drove through Brampton, just picked random streets, and they were pretty clean and they look nice. Crime's way higher as the immigration's increased. People here say the Indians are bringing over their sect drama. Well, leave your wild sex at home, damn it. How bad is the tax up here? I hear it's 50 to 60% when you add up.
I would say that. Easy.
So, you know, almost 2/3 of your income is gone.
And kids can't, I worry about kids today. They're never going to afford a house. The average house in Toronto is like $1 million. So what are they going to do? And then they can't get jobs. The foreign workers bill where we're subsidizing foreign workers for their salary, and then all of a sudden they're not hiring people who live here. And that's a problem. So I'm all for immigration, but I just wish that there'd be more jobs for the people that paid the taxes.
And houses.
I
mean, they're taking up housing too. Why did they flood? I know why they flooded our country with immigrants for votes. Why did they flood Canada? Why did Trudeau flood your country with immigrants for so long, do you think?
I think it's the same.
Future
I
voters?
can't say it, but yeah, I think it's kind of gerrymandering, long term, changing the outcome. And I don't think the federal conservatives are ever going to win again. I think we're at a tipping point that immigration, but also there's so many workers that work for the government and, that work in the healthcare, schools, anything government related. They're not going to vote conservative.
I hear a lot of people complaining about your immigration in Canada. They're letting all these people in to fill jobs, but they're taking away housing and resources. And I mean, how do you have an opinion on that?
Well, it's a huge problem, housing. Housing is a problem whether you have immigration coming in or not. And yeah, we are not prepared, and neither is the U.S., for the influx of immigration for the jobs that are necessary to keep the country going. And but I don't think the solution is to put a cap on immigration. I think the solution is to build more housing for everybody, not just the immigrants, but the population who lives in that country. They don't have enough housing either. So no, the answer is to build housing, but no one wants to spend the money to do that.
I feel like you're spending a lot of time on this, my friend. We're not bad people, boss.
Mappy, you're Indian now? How do you just become Indian?
Hockey is not the way. We should watch cricket only.
Mappy, I think it's just the blending into society part. Nobody said you guys are bad people.
I don't know why Canadians don't like us so much. We can balance their budget and raise their test scores.
Shawarma corner.
Like our shawarma.
Oh, they got dosa dosa. Punjab's roots.
March masala.
March masala. Indian bazaar. More shawarma. West Indian grocery. Oh, they have a Zimidar. Oh, they have a Neela's. They even have their own dispensaries here now, too. And these are popping up all over the Toronto area. This is another new church here with a big Lord Henneman statue. This dominates the skyline in this part of Toronto right here. Canadians up here are worried about their immigration. Well, it's just going to get worse. All the people that were kicking out of the U.S., now they're coming to Canada. Uh-oh, sorry, Canada. You're getting our refugees. There's a lot of them, and there's more to come. It's not going to get any better. The Toronto Hood. And while we're at it, here's the cheap side of Toronto. This is where they say their Canadian ghettos look like. This is Parkdale. Has a bad reputation for drugs. They used to call it Crackdale. But still, houses here are well over $1 million. Well, I've been to a lot of hoods before, and this is nothing. So I will say that Toronto's got it easy, which would be probably the average side where I'm from. San Bernardino, this would be like a nice side of town. And they're not allowed to have guns in Canada, so you don't really have to worry about getting shot. Oh, but we've got a supervised consumption site over here. That's what they like to do, is let them have their drugs. And all of these houses are more than $1 million in here. $1 million hood. The Slumdog Millionaires here. So this house right here is $2.2 million right here. If that doesn't say overpriced, how do these people do it? I don't know what will. And that house right there is $4.7 million, right there. And it's a duplex. Police requests a public shelter in place. What? We just got an alert on our phone that they want us to shelter in place because of some suspect homicide something. Dang, Toronto. But we're not, because we're tough and we have stuff to do. I'm in just a regular neighborhood. We got an Airbnb because the cost of the hotels was like super bad. And It's a very pleasant neighborhood. This is just an average middle-class neighborhood, and I'm going to show you right now what you get and how much it costs. We have a really bad cost of living problem in America, and it's just getting worse. But up here, my God, even a teardown is $1 million in Toronto. Apparently, everybody wants to live here, which makes it more expensive. I mean, this is where all the good, high-paying jobs are and all the things to do. But home prices in Canada have doubled in the last decade, and half of Canadians, they're now living paycheck to paycheck. And the kids up here are screwed, maybe for good. I kept hearing from people, Canada was comfortable back in the day. It was safer. We had it all figured out. And now there's guns on the streets and nobody can afford a house. Well, that's just like here. So why do they think they're so much better than us? Houses are kind of packed together, but all of these, this is just single family homes that are pretty nice, I suppose. They're all $2 million. $2 million, rent's $3,500. We talked to the people who are living, or that we're staying with, and he's like, hell no, I couldn't afford to buy a house today. I've been here 30 years. Place was 160 grand back then. Now it's 2.7 million or whatever it is. So, but I can say it is a very nice neighborhood. It's very clean. So far, Toronto has no complaints on the clean and the safe part of it. You gotta really get to know your neighbor in Toronto. One family likes brick, one family likes vinyl. Folks on the right need a roof job. Finally, I looked it up and I learned their mortgage rates are super low. Look at that. How do they do that? I bet everybody in the US is super jealous of those numbers. What? Okay, so I'm in just some neighborhood right outside of Koreatown, walking around on this dreary Sunday. And I'm not kidding, I just looked it up. These houses are all $2 million. And rent is $4,000 on this block in this neighborhood. But no wonder the Toronto youth are... Actually, I saw an article that said that the Toronto youth are starting to vote conservative now. I know. It's because they're like, we can't afford anything. The Liberal Party's been in charge forever now. Maybe it's time for a change. Anything's better than this. I don't know how the 20-year-olds in Toronto are going to afford their own house that's detached.
Okay.
All right, so here we are in the wealthy part of Toronto, and there's a bunch of houses for sale. This one right here is $2.8 million. Take a good look. That is what $2.8 million gets you in the fancy part of Toronto. Okay, this is like way nicer than that other street. This is actually really big. These are way more than, I don't even know how much these are. If that was 2.8 back there, these are probably $5 million. I don't know. There you go. 3.4 million bucks right there. So here we are in Clarence Square in downtown Toronto. This is also a little park in the middle of a residential neighborhood. It's pretty clean and safe, as you can kind of see. It's not weird. But I'll tell you what, the cost of living here in downtown Toronto, it is super expensive. Those condos up there are about $700,000 each. And it's really just a 400 square foot box. There's just nowhere to build down here but up. Everybody wants to live downtown. 700 grand for something up there. A downtown condo in Toronto, it's about the same as Boston, Seattle, San Diego. But the prices are going down here now. And they're staying on the market a lot longer. It goes to show you that even Toronto is not immune to big fluctuations in price. That wasn't what I was supposed to say. But anyway, my buddy Mike lives up in that condo up there. Let's go up and talk to him right now. Come on. By the way, that's a great pan, Kim. Good shot. All right, I'm up here with Mike. What's up, Mike?
How's it going?
Now we're gonna drive around. You're gonna show us around Toronto. You've been in Toronto how long?
Most of my life, but I can't wait to show you around. It's gonna be great.
And we're in your condo here. You've got a lovely condo here overlooking the water. Just a awesome view.
My humble abode.
Your humble abode. Look at Mike's view up here. Oh my gosh, Mike. Too bad it's not sunnier today, but I think everybody's gonna get the idea on how lovely this view is, and right on the lake in downtown.
I can't wait to show you around.
All right. Look at this. This is sweet. Okay, so we have this map of Toronto, and we're gonna drive around here and spend a couple days and try to see what this place is all about. How does it compare to the United States? Their big fancy city. Downtown. Okay, so I've been in there downtown for a full day now, and this is really nice. There's a little bit of riffraff in some of the parks, but it's very clean. It's very fun. There's a lot to do. The people are a little kind of standoffish, I guess. I don't know. They just seem a little soft. But overall, downtown Toronto is very nice. And I'm walking down the main street here. Probably shouldn't be in the road, but I am. All the rules that they enforce, they do work. They frown on, you can't just, jaywalking and litter and, all the things that we shouldn't do, that Americans kind of do, they frown on. And carrying guns, and all the things that cause problems, they don't have that here. Okay, we're in downtown Toronto in front of their famous Hockey Hall of Fame. I'm not really that impressed. That's your Hockey Hall of Fame, Canada? Whatever. I'm not gonna pay $35 for Kim and I to go inside there, but I can tell you that they do love their hockey here, you know that. And right now, it's pretty exciting around here because the Edmonton Oilers just got to the Stanley Cup Finals. That starts tomorrow. We're going to be in Canada to watch that. They're trying to win their first Stanley Cup title in like 35 years. We always kick their butt in NHL. When it comes to Olympic hockey, I think it's pretty even. Our women's hockey team kicks their butts, unless they have men on their women's hockey team. Then it would probably be even. You never know these days, right? It's a beautiful Friday, and everybody seems to be out and about. Are they honking at us?
Am I allowed to go right?
I don't know.
No.
People are.
There's a biker coming.
We've noticed that we've got North Carolina plates, and people are very rude about it. I don't think they like us very much. Well, I know they don't like us very much. That's the first time we've been honked at, and I'm sure it's not going to be the last.
You have arrived.
Okay, we're down by the water, and we're going to go to Toronto's world famous Sugar Beach. It's just up ahead. Why do they call it Sugar Beach, Mike?
It's called Sugar Beach because it's right next to the Red Path sugar factory that we're seeing right there, where white granulated refined sugar is all made. We get ships, ocean-going ships that come in here, and they drop off their sugar cane right over here, and it gets refined. So there's a dock right here, right next to it coming up. Very
And then
active.
Right here along the water is the world famous, amazing Sugar Beach in downtown Toronto, where you can soak in the rays and get in the very cold Lake Ontario. Yeah, there's enough room for maybe 6 or 7 families at this beach, Mike.
Yeah, and some visiting Americans too.
Yeah. Look at that. I
But
feel
yeah.
like we're in the Caribbean. I feel like we're in Jamaica here.
I think they should rename it Postage Stamp Beach.
You're right about that.
But at least down here you can sort of see the water.
Yeah. Are we able to feel the temperature of the water, or is it a wall?
There's a bit of a wall.
Oh, so I can't even get in.
No.
It's a beach that has no
Well,
beach access.
If I hang you by your ankles, you
Okay.
could go down and touch it.
Yeah. Well, the water, I looked it up, it's 42 degrees today in that water. That's our temperature.
So this is what they
Fahrenheit.
did.
Oh, they paved over Sugar Beach?
Well, this is Sugar Beach. That's all you get.
the whole beach.
And then that's it.
That's the beach.
That's it.
Okay. Oh, they got a boardwalk. All right.
Yeah.
All right. There's your boardwalk, your 100-foot long famous boardwalk at Sugar Beach.
Yeah, you can go for a 30-second stroll.
You can. And that is Lake Ontario.
Well, actually, this is Toronto Harbor.
Oh, Toronto Harbor. Lake Ontario is on the other
Just
side of the
on the other side of Toronto Islands. And we got some cruise ship. There's a little tall ship there. And
Well, this is pretty. All right, so there you go. We're at the world famous postage stamp, Sugar Beach.
or
out
Sugar
here.
Grain Beach.
Sugar Grain Beach, as Mike says.
It's sweet and small.
It's sweet and small. This beach sucks. It's very diverse here, very multicultural. So diverse, it's almost not diverse now. The food, shopping, having all the different languages, it's wonderful. You get Thai and Ethiopian on the same block. This is the Little Italy neighborhood. It's been called one of the coolest neighborhoods in North America. The streets are very clean. It's trash day. I think they put the trash out, but no tents, no pee, no poop. At least in this neighborhood. I like it. It's very laid back. Everybody's very nice. And the people that we're staying at said, "How have you been treated as an American?" And I said, "I haven't really engaged with anybody yet outside of Calgary, so we'll find out. But so far, everybody's been very nice." They were worried about us because of the anti-American rhetoric, but so far people have been very friendly. Except for the church. Who does that to a church? It's messed up. This is Toronto's gay district. There's some problems in the gay district. It's a very nice looking part of town. I wonder if they have boys and girls bathrooms here like they do back home. Oh my God, what is going on? Holy crap, he was flying. Oh my God, what is going on here? Geez, somebody must have really done something wrong. God, I'm just trying to go to Happy Gayland and it's
They're
just,
still coming.
oh my gosh.
I don't know why these people are turning. That's crazy. Get out of their way. They are not messing around.
So much for a
Gosh.
nice, peaceful afternoon in the gay
No.
village.
Are they coming? Or are we good?
I don't think there's any more. This is one of the most famous gay districts in North America. You may not have heard of it, but it's very large and very old. It's been around since the 70s. And I hear that a lot of the queer community's been complaining that they have been forced out of the neighborhood because of cost of living. So it's not as gay as it used to be. The gay village has become gentrified with a capital G. Koreatown. Not good Asian food, but really nice people. God, just when you start to like a place, the weather changes and you get this crap. It's 52, 20-mile-an-hour winds. All the enthusiasm of Friday and the sun and the spring in your step is gone. These poor people. This is their summer? No wonder they're so grumpy. Toronto's light rail is very nifty. We explored a lot on that thing every night. Saw homeless camps, giant homeless camps. What the hell?
Next stop, Degrassi Street.
The bus drives slow enough for you to follow the train. Yeah, but you could take 2 seconds to be like, put this together.
Bunch of cool little neighborhoods. They were all different, but we didn't see a lot of Canadian flags on the houses here. Why is that, I wondered. Hey, there's a patriotic Canadian. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Canadian fashion was on display on Queen Street in Toronto last night, so we drove around on the train and our eyes checked out what everyone here was wearing. This guy was spotted waiting for the train wearing a sweater and loafers that said, "Hello." Speaking of fashion, this woman was spotted outside of a residence with a designer bag and matching fit that says, "Wow." Do-do-do-do-do-do. E-bike food delivery is the hot new thing in Toronto. Our eyes on the ground spotted several of this area's busiest drivers. This delivery driver was spotted in the projects. And this one was spotted on an e-bike rental. And right behind him, another e-bike delivery driver. They're working hard to bring you hot food, everyone. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And now it's time for our fashion montage, taken from our experts all over Toronto. And we came by and they're filming a movie. So, a real Toronto Wood production right here. And finally, downtown Toronto was abuzz one evening when an entire city block was closed down for a movie. Rumor is it's a Jennifer Aniston, Matthew Perry rom-com. Or maybe it's Luke Perry. Either way, look for this made-for-Netflix movie coming to your screen soon. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Went to a place called VIP. And even though the only Canada team left was playing for a chance in the Stanley Cup Finals, nobody seemed to care. And the Blue Jays were on too. Where is everyone? The pitcher for the soon-to-be Las Vegas A's was throwing gas. So I kept hearing, "We're boycotting the US. We're boycotting your NBA too." But they had it on everywhere we went. That's not true. And look, I got a Canadian beer because I'm nice like that. See, I'm not boycotting. I like this neighborhood. It's now nighttime. I don't know if all the neighborhoods in Toronto are like this, but this one's pretty chill. Oh, instead of longs, they have longos. Toronto traffic sucks. And of course, weed is everywhere in Toronto because it's legal here. Just for research, that's all. Oh, look at this song as I come up the steps from the cannabis place. There's another one over there. Okay, what kind of trouble are we gonna get into now? Anti-Social Pinball Club. They look antisocial to me. Went to Chinatown to a place that everyone said to go to. A little mom and pop called Mother's Dumplings for some dim sum. And it was good. Mmm. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. So good. Oh, they're so good. My kind of place. Ted's Collision and Body Repair. Yeah. Look at that. Oh yeah. Our final stop's in the Bloor Court neighborhood. Another awesome little neighborhood here. And we're going to Hurricanes, even though my hockey team is no longer in it. It's a fun little pub right here, and there you go. And we wake up this morning and there's not a cloud in the sky. So I'm hoping it lasts all day. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Everybody seems to be extra motivated though. It's beautiful early summer day. Oh my gosh, and everybody's going to work. Look at that. This is in Little Italy. This is the neighborhood, I think. Everybody's got a cup of coffee. Their earbuds in, they're going to work. Toronto's very in your face about gay. There's rainbow stuff everywhere here. Every building in Toronto has some kind of rainbow or gay or something. Circle Gay? McDonald's? Even the Catholic school has a gay flag? What? Even the churches here? That's transanity. Mike gave me that term. Hey look, it's Loose Moose. And they're watching rodeo stuff. Okay, well maybe Toronto's not so soft.
Yes, that's amazing. It's like the Mary Kay, but for lactation.
What is that?
I don't know, but that's amazing. I love it.
God, Canada. That's weird.
Makes the world go round.
All right, our final afternoon, we're gonna take a little step away from downtown and go to Cherry Street Barbecue and see how the Canadians do their barbecue. Let's find out. Very curious to see. All right, there's our barbecue platter. We'll have to see if Canadians know how to make barbecue. I'm sure it's gonna be great.
There's going around.
That's pretty good. Oh, they even have guns on the walls. I like this place. All right, Toronto's got a little bit of tough guy macho stuff in them. Ooh, good pan, Kim. Good pan. Pan up. Pan up. Pan up. Good job, Kim. Look at that pan. All right. And cut.
That's a spick and span pan.
Spick and span pan and cut. It is super busy on a Friday. About 3:30. Everyone's getting ready to get off work and look out for that bag. Beautiful afternoon. Kim, what do you think of Toronto?
I really like Toronto. This is our second time here, and I liked it the first time, but this time, yes, the weather is better, and I feel like we're really getting to see it because we're out and about. We're out and about.
You have the Canadian accent here. Now that we're away from downtown, you can start to drive a little bit better. But I tell you what, I do not.
This is craziness.
Well, we're moving.
Says the person who's not driving.
Kim's been doing a good job. The reason I've been able to hop out all places is because Kim's been able to park and put her blinkers on and flashers on, and I can hop out and do stuff. I do not like big cities in terms of parking and getting around. It's very difficult to navigate, to do this kind of stuff, hopping out, talking to people, filming things without the emotional support of Kim and the
driving. My driving skills is what you meant to say.
Without Kim's driving skills and all the behind the scenes stuff, she packs all the bags and keeps us fed and is just a doll.
And hydrated. You have to stay hydrated.
Keeps me hydrated. Yep. She's my emotional support person. Manager.
Emotional support manager. ESM. I think that I need a hat.
Get you a hat, Kim. Look at all these people. This is another little neighborhood where there's bars and restaurants and everybody's excited. Oh, we're down to this is Dundas Square again. This is where all the homeless people and chaos. This is chaos land. This is like Times Square of Toronto right now. This is where they have all the outdoor stuff and the mall, and all of the people spout about Jesus is coming, and they're selling merch and sitting on just smoking and doing things they probably shouldn't do, and also just enjoying one another. It's very busy. If you don't like big crowds, don't come to Toronto. But I have to say, it is a wonderful place. Really, I was trying to think of something else to say. There's really nothing bad to say about Toronto. If you don't live here, it's great. If you live here, you got to deal with trying to work and afford it and park and whatever you're trying to do, the weather. But visiting, it's great. Oh, should we get a quick pita?
No.
Real quick?
Thank you.
Okay, so what do we think? Is Canada really that great? Are they all that? Do they have the justification to look down on us? Well, after driving around their prized city for a few days, I can admit there's a lot to like. I'm jealous of how safe it is here, how clean it is here. I wish we had very few homeless and junkies and ghetto. But it's expensive, and their government, it's weak-minded, and too many people here are complacent. Canada's missing the soul and the edge that we have. Maybe it's because they actually haven't had to worry about anything ever. Like a coddled little boy who hasn't ever had to strike out on his own. Canada's 10 years ahead of us with their communism, and they're 10 years behind us with their drugs and crime. That's not good. The place is really great, but I think they can back up on thinking they're all that. Based on the vibe that we got and the people I talked to, I don't really know if anyone here is really even happy anymore.
But when you talk about Canada and all the taxes that are kind of associated, that you pay on top of, fuel and so on and so forth, they were saying that you were paying up to 65% in taxes.
2/3.
Yeah.
Our tax system here is crazy. We've spent a lot of money in taxes, and the price of everything is skyrocketed, from the housing market to everything. So it takes a lot more money to live.
Canada's not broken, it's working exactly the way it's supposed to. And That's the problem with Canada.
You wait a year or 2 years to get an MRI or see a specialist. You wait, you can't even get a doctor, an MD.
What's going to give? Because we're all suffering in our own way. We all have our own story.
Canada has become an absolutely almost communistic place to live.
Canadians haven't really been able to create an identity of their own, you know? And you ask the average Canadian what it is to be Canadian, they'll say, well, we're not American. That's how they define themselves. What does that mean?
You know, there's a lot of problems. Will it get fixed? I can't see it. You know, they've been talking about it for 50 years and it just stays the same.
Okay, to be fair, Kim and I took that drive with Mike, and we talked about some good things that are going on here. Not everyone's unhappy here. So, hey, Mike.
Hey, how's it going?
So we're driving around Toronto. You've been here for how long?
23 years, at least downtown.
Okay.
On Queens Quay. It's my neighborhood.
How's Toronto changed?
Oh, it's just crazy, the amount of condos that have been built. It's just sprawled. You know, the population's probably, I don't know, it's over 4 million now, 5 million.
I don't see as many troublemakers in Toronto as we see in other big cities. So that's good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, we have our areas, but it's still pretty tame compared to a lot of places in the U.S.
Why do you think that is? Why is there less kind of street homeless, drug users, just troublemakers? Like, it seems a lot safer here. Why here versus like New York City or Philadelphia or some of those other areas?
I think the social nets that we have in place, we've got a lot of, social workers that come out. We also have homeless shelters. They've actually converted a couple hotels into shelters during COVID and it stuck. So it's a little bit better. They got places to go. The ones that don't go into them, they choose to stay out on the street for whatever reason.
Oh yeah, you can't change their mind about anything, Mike. So what is good about what's so great about Canada? Because there's kind of like a little rift between Canada and the US, and a lot of people up here are like, you know.
Well, some people, I think safety, you know, the lack of gun crime. I mean, it's still increasing. The gun crime is happening and it is increasing. But it's still not like what you see in the US. So I think, but overall, crime's pretty safe. I can pretty well walk anywhere in the city and I don't fear getting shot.
Is it because you guys don't have guns here?
Not as many guns.
Right. But is it the type of people that are here too, the mentality, the law enforcement? What is it that's different up here versus down in the States, besides the guns?
I think Toronto, in its DNA, is what its calling card is. It's multicultural. It's the most multicultural city in the world, I think. You have so many people living together, and for the most part, pretty happily, you know? Maybe in recent years it's getting a little divisive, but overall, you have different neighborhoods, different cultures, and because they're tolerant of one another, you don't get that same type of crime where have one group against another group. I guess the other thing, school, is pretty good. Education, it's not as expensive.
College.
Yeah, like my girlfriend, her daughter had got a scholarship, but there's no way she could afford that on her own, right? So.
Okay. So it's safer. It's the healthcare. It's diverse.
It's cleaner. Look at the streets.
It is very clean. I have to say, we have hardly seen any trash anywhere. It doesn't look boarded up and graffiti like you see in other big cities in either of the two cities we've been in yet. I would agree with you. It is very clean. Is there a culture here, or do they just have a better budget to clean up after the people that are not clean?
No, there is a culture here. People don't litter like they might do in other places.
What is this over here?
It's the Armory. It's the armory.
That's the Canadian Armory.
That's right.
So inside of there is all your weapons?
All our weapons. I don't think we have...
Both tanks are parked in there and all your machine guns?
Both. We only have one.
Your tank and your Mountie horses and your 12 machine guns are in that building?
Well, at least. I think the other tank's in the shop. It's on a hoist somewhere.
So do a lot of people in Canada hate Americans now, or they just hate Donald Trump, or a mix?
They don't hate Americans. They just don't like the politics that has gone on. And the 51st state and annexing, I think, is what was the big thing.
Yeah.
You know, you have to remember we fought with you guys in World War I, World War II, Korean War. The hostages in 1979, the Iran hostage thing.
Mm-hmm.
Also 9/11, took a lot of Americans in. So we love America and Americans. So this talk of taking over has really solidified and bounded everybody together, right? I can't believe it. Like even Quebecers are wanting to stay in Canada. I've never seen anything like it. And nobody's going down to the States to travel, to shop.
Everyone's boycotting our products.
Yeah, sadly.
How long is that going to last, you think?
At least 4 years.
Until Trump's gone?
Yes, maybe longer. Who knows? But at least 4 years. It's sad because I got American relatives that I'd love to visit.
Yeah.
But.
So we're like brothers that are fighting right now. No one's willing to.
Well, we're brothers whose parents are fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're still brothers and sisters. We still love each other, and if there's ever a war, we'll be the first to defend you guys and vice versa, because we've had so much history together, right? That's why we have the longest undefended border, right? And we share so many things: sports, movies, TV. We all watch the same TV, right? We all love watching NFL football, even though we have CFL here.